What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Tommy Btbc Better Conversations. Yep, Btbc Better Conversations. Don't know, I just had a brain fart. But we're back at it, episode 94. And obviously we got some news that did just drop right before we went live. If you guys were in Phil's stream or anything like that, you guys probably already know what we're talking about, what we're gonna be talking about. But we got that to hit on first, and then we're gonna run through the NXT Battleground card, kind of think about what we think about each match and give a prediction. So should be a pretty quick episode. It's Axel's birthday, so that's why you don't see Axel here today. And Russ is having some technical difficulties back where he's at. So hopefully we see Darren at some point this stream. But if not, hopefully we can, me and my lovely guest here, who I will allow introduce himself shortly. I think me and him can handle this and get through the episode for you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and let my guest take it away.
All right, well, what's going on, guys? It's Phil here. You guys really can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at @PhillyMatt_ with the little tag that you see right there. Yeah, I'm a pro wrestling content creator just like everybody else that are around these parts. You know, I love professional wrestling. I've been a professional wrestling fan for as long as I can remember. I watch all professional wrestling companies as much as I can, really, because every day has a goddamn pro wrestling show on. So,
Pretty much.
you try to consume as much as you can without trying to get totally burnt out. But yeah, WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling. I'm just here, doing the damn thing. And we're going to try to do our damn thing as we're talking about NXT tonight. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, follow the channel. It's going to be a fun time. So hit the like, follow, do all the things, and let's get into it, man. It should be fun.
Let's do it. But let's get on the first. Hey, Tommy, you forgot it's Liz Morgan's birthday. I didn't forget, but out of respect for my homie Axel, man, I had to show only my attention had to have been on him. I'm a real friend, you know what I'm saying? So
they're made for each other at that point if they're born on the same day. My God, look at that.
I mean, take it how you want it, but ain't nobody care about Mid. Okay, relax. Mid Morgan's Mid Morgan is kind of crazy. That's funny though, but Mid Morgan's kind of crazy.
Oh God! So we got those people in chat now. Okay.
Yeah. But what's going on, chat? What's going on? But let's get this first bit of news, man, which is actually some breaking news, it's actually some pretty big news in my opinion. But Ricochet is expected to leave WWE it said the summertime. But yeah, Phil, how do you feel about that? A lot of people associate you with AEW before they associate you with any other brand. People thinking that's where he's probably gonna go. So Phil, how do you feel about this?
Yeah. This is gonna be very fun and very interesting. I was just talking about this with my chat earlier on in the day, and basically what we were all just talking about are just the possibilities of what Ricochet can do outside of WWE. As we all know, WWE usually likes to tone some talent down depending on whatever kind of style they usually are, within. Ricochet to me in WWE was working at like what, 60-70% of what he can actually do in the WWE ring.
I would literally probably go lower, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were even holding him down in NXT at times because of just the amazing stuff that he could honestly do. I'm very interested to see where his next journey takes him. And ultimately, what's this going to mean for obviously the relationship that he has with God dang it, who is it? It's the ring announcer.
Is it Ospreay?
Well, the relationship that he's actually in.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Samantha
Irvin. Why did I forget her? Out of all people, I should never forget about Samantha. Obviously they have a rock hard relationship. They're going to be perfectly fine. They're going to be, A-okay, whatever happens. But, now that Ricochet is going to be moving on, what's really going to be happening with all of this, I could see Ricochet going to AEW. I could see Ricochet going to TNA. I could see Ricochet just trying to, go on the indies for a little while and just, try to, do his own path. The fact of the matter is, when it comes down to Ricochet, he bet on himself. He said, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going to take a chance on myself. And that to me gives you my ultimate respect. Because when you ultimately bet on yourself and try to make yourself better in the world of pro wrestling, wherever you're going to go next, I mean, that's great. And look at what he's doing right now. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for what he can do.
Oh yeah, Phil, I agree with you there. I will say what I was thinking when I saw that news. I was actually a little surprised. I'll be honest. I thought Ricochet was in a situation where, even though he may not be in the most prominent position on WWE television, I thought he was in a situation where he was a WWE lifer. Honestly, I thought he wasn't. Thought we weren't gonna get that news ever. But we got the news, and so after I was thinking that, I was just thinking of Ospreay's relationship with him. That's what came to my mind. That's why I thought that's what you was talking about. But that's the first one that came to mind because I'm like, Ospreay only talks highly of Ricochet, which Ricochet deserves it because again, his New Japan days.
Ospreay did just bring him up in that interview, saying that he wants him in AEW because he felt like he's just being pigeonholed over there, which is not completely wrong. I mean, he was on WWE Speed, but I mean, he was in some pretty prominent roles in WWE as well. I mean, he's a former Intercontinental champion. He's a former United States champion. He won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic back when he was in NXT. I mean, he was doing some pretty good stuff. He was even in this three-way type of feud that they got going on with Braun, Breakker, and Ilya Dragunov. I mean, they're doing some things with him,
Facts.
But now we get to see what Ricochet is going to be truly like. And at the age of what he is, I believe he's like what? I believe like 30.
I feel like it's
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna double check, but I believe so.
Ricochet. He's 35. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, he's 35.
He has the same birthday as my mom. I just saw that.
There you go. Look at that. 35. I mean, he's still got, some mileage within him, and I can't wait to see what he does, truthfully. He's going to be awesome wherever he lands.
And I'm going to be honest, I am a TNA merchant. Yes, I know, but I'm just going to be transparent. I think the home is AEW. Granted, he hasn't said anything or nothing came out about that. We're just speculating right now, but could you imagine him in AEW and the matches he can have in AEW? We have Ospreay. That's already number one. If Kenny Omega gets healthy, cleared, it's number two easily. Okada's there. I mean, the AEW roster is stacked, and since they're so in-ring oriented, I think Ricochet is going to thrive. And again, you guys all know about the Btbc Wrestle of the Year tournament in December, and I think if he makes this move in the summer, and he does what I think he's going to do, he may make a late run at just being a higher seed or just upset some people in that bracket when it comes around. I really think Ricochet is going to turn his whole year around if he does. I mean, when he does leave the WWE in the summer. That's how I feel. I didn't even see this. What's up, Axe? What is up, Axe?
It's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm honestly going to... And here's the thing when it comes down to this. Wherever Ricochet decides to go, guys, good for him. I mean, he's making money. That's all that matters here at the end of the day. And I'm not going to just completely call him a turncoat and say, oh my God, he left WWE for this company. Oh my God, he left WWE for that company. Oh man, he's just going to be doing flips now. First of all, that's what he excels at. But second of all, I'm just going to be happy for the guy. I mean, not every single superstar has to be a turncoat because they just left WWE.
Agreed.
You can be a fan of the superstar, not just because of whatever banner they fall under.
Facts. If you're a fan of,
I just want to get that out there. I wasn't trying to completely go off on anybody, but I was just trying to get that out there for everybody.
The IWC on Twitter is insane, so I completely understand why you said that. But Johnny said he's at minimum a specialist, and his special abilities weren't being fully shown. At maximum, he could be a game changer for AEW, TNA, and New Japan. Sad this happened after the Best of Super Juniors. I am actually extremely sad it happened after that. I didn't even think about that. In fact, I have to wake up in about 5-6 hours because I'm gonna watch Dominion live. But that's besides the point. That is
Oh,
actually a
that's
great
right.
point.
Dominion is tonight or today,
Yeah, yeah,
technically. Yeah.
yeah. Look at every time we mention New Japan, Enigma is there. Every time it feels like it
Yeah.
never fails, man. It never fails.
Enigma's the greatest, man.
Nah, he is. He's great. He's great. He's great. But yeah, man. I mean, is there any dream matches that I didn't name that you would like to see? And it doesn't even have to be only AEW. Like you said, there's plenty of companies.
I mean, I would love to see him in AEW. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that with so many other people that are over there right now, and the talent
Mm-hmm.
that is just completely so stacked to the gills, I honestly think a better fit would be TNA. I really do, and I'm not even just trying to blow smoke up your ass, but it's just it's just the truth of the whole thing. I think Ricochet versus Josh would be fantastic. I think
Oh,
Ricochet versus Speedball would be
oh,
insane. I like there's just so many people over there that I think he can honestly really work well with. And I mean, the digital media championship, uh
yes.
you can get him in any type of division that you want and he is going to succeed in TNA. So I
Yeah.
personally would like to see him in TNA, but like I said, wherever he decides to go, I'm going to be following him and I'm going to be very much interested in what he decides to do.
Exactly. Enigma said it's like a notification every time he hears about New Japan. Not it must be. It has to be. You get a little ding on your phone or something. But nah, man. I'm again, like I said, I'm super happy for Ricochet. I'm gonna be honest. Cause you can. Tatiana just got into it. My girlfriend, by the way, just got into wrestling because we moved in together. So and she's just since then she has never been a fan of Ricochet. So I'm really excited that she should be getting Ricochet at his maximum capabilities. So I'm really excited to show her Ricochet and hopefully in his prime. But
I will say this before we move on, because I do
yeah.
want to talk about not just him being, quote unquote free agent now because of everything that's happening, but if I had to rank basically all the free agents that are basically in this company right now that came out of WWE that are now free agents or will become free agents, Ricochet was probably at the top of the list for me to see him go. Like, he was
That's fair.
probably the most
Yeah.
logical for me to see him go elsewhere, because not that I think he was completely being pigeonholed in WWE, but I think they were just kind of holding him back in his potential a little bit. And now we're actually going to be seeing him in his full potential wherever he decides to go. So I was actually kind of shocked when I first saw the news. When my chat told me, I was like, are you sure? Like, where do you
Yeah.
guys see this? And then they said PW Insider, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. It gets real.
okay,
It
okay,
gets real.
okay.
Then I saw Fightful. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's very interesting. I think the rest of the I know we aren't talking about the entire free agency pool, but I think the rest of the free agents completely do stay in WWE, but there's a small chance. Everybody has a small chance of going at least somewhere else. It may not be, completely huge, but I mean, there's a very small possibility of anybody going anywhere. And Tony Khan or anybody in the pro wrestling business would be fools not to at least send feelers or contracts over at their doorstep. So we'll see.
I yeah, I agree. I agree. I like this question from Ant. Do y'all trust Tony Khan to book Ricochet? I guess well, all right. I'm gonna be honest. Ricochet, I feel like is one of those talents that Tony Khan will get right, if that makes sense. Granted, it may not be. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not right now. Tony Khan is booking with me. It's not consistent. Just again, this is just me. I'm not the biggest fan right now of AEW. Granted, I have a jacket on. Under this, I have a Trickin' and Easy shirt, so I'm a little all over the place. But again, I think this guy, just because of what he does bring to the table, I think Tony Khan can and will book Ricochet the correct way. And I don't think Ospreay Osprey's there, and he's probably one of the higher paid guys. He's not gonna let Tony Khan fuck up Ricochet. Nope. I just don't see it happening. Got to keep Osprey happy, even though Ricochet ain't Osprey. So I just don't see it happening. So how you feel?
He's gonna have to prove to me.
Okay, that's fair.
He's gonna have to prove to me because with the rest of the signings that he's already brought into the company, a la Will Ospreay, a la Mercedes Moné, a la Kazuchika Okada. I mean, I'm not one to just shill about the ratings or anything like that, but when it comes down to everything that is happening right now in AEW, it's very flip-floppy right now when it comes down to the overall booking, and the ratings aren't seeming to do much in the scheme of things when it comes down to Dynamite. So it's just, I've overall very much enjoyed the product for what it is, because I do a review show every single Wednesday night, but it's just a matter of Tony Khan really just allowing himself to take a step back a little bit, try to figure things out, and just book things to the fullest of their potentials. We got this whole tournament that is most likely going to be happening in like 2 weeks' time coming out, because the Owen Hart Cups tournament's starting for the all-win shot, and then we got Forbidden Door coming up at the end of the month, so I mean there's that to worry about too. So there's a lot to worry about right now for Tony Khan, and it's just a lot to juggle. So we'll see. I'm very much interested. I know Tony Khan is going to be throwing a contract out there. He would be dumb not to, but he would just have to prove to me if he can book him right.
Yeah, and that's fair, because like I said, it's been a little spotty to me, so I completely understand that. I do like the G1 kind of thing. I can see him moving. I can see him trying to move up to heavyweight if he ever crossed the New Japan path again, because he kind of already been in that Best of Super Junior kind of role. So I wouldn't mind the G1 either, because why not? Give him that chance, And then I'm going to ask another great question. Do you think Ricochet would have been in Will Ospreay's position if he never went to WWE? That's a hard one, because it's been a little bit of time now since obviously he went to WWE. So it's hard to kind of gauge it, but because Will Ospreay, I mean, he's really doing what his New Japan one was insane. Let's just be real. Let's call it how it is. I mean, there's not too many foreigners that done what he's done in that company. So it's nice to see. But it's just, I don't think it's gonna. He might have been a Best of Super Juniors merchant, honestly. I don't think Will Ospreay got to move up to heavyweight. I don't think Ricochet would have had that opportunity, just because let's not act like New Japan just got Tanahashi as the new president. Tanahashi wasn't always there. New Japan had a dead period. It had a dry period, actually quite recently. So it's one of those. It's just hard to gauge. How about you, Phil?
I mean, let's not completely disregard for what Ricochet's already done in the world of pro wrestling. He's done so much in the world of pro wrestling, enough as it is, even before going to WWE. If he were to never make it to WWE, would he be on the kind of likes of Will Ospreay? That's really tough to tell.
Right.
But he would be up there for sure. He would be up there in the at least upper echelon of people like a Will Ospreay if they were to ever really just get behind him. And I say they in terms of any promotion that he was in. Honestly, because he was all over the place. I mean, he was in Shikara, he was in Lucha Underground as Prince Puma. He was in, he was in New Japan. I mean,
that back.
Prince Puma was fantastic. I fell in love with Ricochet. Like, that's the first time I ever saw Ricochet, was when he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. But yeah, I mean, he's just had such a storied career already, and adding his WWE stuff only made him that much better. He could honestly be one of the all-time greats in terms of high flyers, if you really want to talk about it.
And I'm gonna be honest, people don't want to have that conversation yet. I feel like that would cause a lot of discourse in the community, just because
I'm not saying he is the greatest high flyer of all time. I'm just saying
I don't think it's crazy. I really don't.
You at least have to talk about him because I mean the guy's been all over the place.
Literally. And again, he has some bangers out there, guys. Like he wasn't only in WWE, everybody. I'm just putting it out there. He has some classics, man. But yeah, shout out to Ricochet. Shout out to Ricochet.
Shout out to Ricochet, and really hope he does well.
Yeah, great move. Great move. But yeah, tomorrow I feel like we need to have that conversation with this era. A dashboard just spitting, but we're gonna save it because I feel like we're gonna have some guys that understand what some guys will be coming from if they put Ricochet in that upper echelon of high flyers. But then I just feel like there's a quite big majority of people that only seen Ricochet in WWE, to be honest with you. So I don't even think it'll be necessarily fair because we haven't seen Ricochet. Oh, some people haven't seen that New Japan run, which was one of my favorite runs ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we'll see. I'm excited for him. I really am. But Phil, you ready to get into some NXT talk?
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
And I'm excited that you are here because I saw a tweet from you today. We'll get to it. I saw a tweet.
I know exactly what you're talking about. What you're talking about. We'll do it.
Interesting. So I'm excited to hear your piece on that. But again, we'll get there. But let's go ahead and get into some predictions, shall we?
By the way, I'm excited for the show. I want to just lay that out there real quick because not only is it in the Apex, which is an incredible venue. I've never been in there. I've never been to Vegas in my life, but I know people that have been in that venue, and they said that it was honestly one of the most legit venues that any sport can ever step foot in, and they are very interested to see what the layout is going to be for a WWE sense, because WWE, we all know their production is top notch, and when it comes down to just their overall layouts of shows, not just for NXT, but just everything that they have done, it's nothing but the best in terms of production value. So I'm going to be very interested to see how things go. And yes, Sexy Red is going to be there.
I'm going for Sexy Red too, Ant. Don't even trip. You're not the only one.
But, I mean, I'm just very excited for the show. And we actually got a lot of matches for the show tomorrow night. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where things go.
Should be a good little handful of matches. And like you talking about the arena, I'm actually extremely curious because I don't know. I'm sure some of you've seen the shot when they are advertising this event and they actually like put the camera in the arena, but they don't have it set up obviously how they're probably gonna set it up when it happens because the UFC Octagon was still there, all that other stuff. But it just seems like a weird arena just because we know what WWE normally books in. We know that they love ticket sales and we know that they love making stages smaller so they can fit more people. But at a venue that's already kind of small, I wonder how they're gonna attack the situation. So it should be interesting to see. But yeah, let's get into that first match. I'm gonna start off with the NXT Tag Team Championship match. We have the tag team champions, of course, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, going against Bullet Club Forever, the OC, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Phil, who do you got in this match? And just you can give a quick rundown of just how you feel about the match in general as well.
Yeah. Now, let's keep in mind, guys, I work usually late on Tuesday nights, so I'm not always privy on what is totally going on in NXT. I usually try to catch up, don't get me wrong, I try to catch up every single chance that I can, usually on the Thursdays before TNA, honestly, but when it comes down to this tag team matchup here, I honestly didn't even know that the OC came back to NXT. I'll be straight with you. But from what I've known, they've been badasses over there. It's just like they've always should have been presented, and I can't wait to see what they do. But with that being said, I don't think it's time for Nathan and Axiom to lose their titles yet. I don't. Is this their second time facing off against the OC, or is this their first?
I'm gonna be honest, it feels like it's their second time, but I feel like the first time, I don't think they were necessarily champions at the time.
Okay.
I feel like it was like for like a qualifier of some kind or something.
Okay, fair point.
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah. Let me know, honestly, because I that's honestly a genuine question, because I seriously don't know.
But I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure I remember the OC winning that matchup as well. Just putting that out there. Yeah.
Okay. Regardless, I still see a title retention here in the NXT Tag Team Championship division. I'm very interested to see where the tag team championships go, because I mean, I love Nathan Fraser and Axiom as a team. I think they work very well together. I'm just very interested to see what other kind of tag teams they could really put against these guys, because these two styles of teams right here wrestle completely differently. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Carl and Luke wrestle these guys. So I'm very interested.
I'm gonna be honest. I would compare this matchup to a Baron Corbin when they went against Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. Two kind of heavy hitters, completely different styles in the ring. But because they cooked when it happened, I feel like they're gonna cook when this happens. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Phil. I think I'm a Bullet Club forever, like I said, but I think I'm gonna take the OC in this one, man. I think they're gonna use that to kind of re-establish the tag team division and make them kind of like the face of their division. And also because, I mean, I don't know how much they're going to correlate it to what they're doing on kind of SmackDown, kind of playing as AJ Styles kind of heavy at the moment.
Just turn heel again.
Yeah, exactly. So
not again. They've always been a heel, but I mean, they did just really go into it. So who knows?
Yeah, they're going all in this time. I mean, they jumped the tag team champions at a freaking press bus with merch. You know, like
I saw that. I was like, what the hell are we doing here?
So
I'm like, the NXT parking lot's already gone crazy, but the parking lot's expanding. We're going to other venues now. It's insane. It's insane.
Right, but I think I'm gonna take the OC here. I don't have much confidence points if we were doing like a scoring system, but I'm gonna go with the OC. Bullet Club got us together, man, and y'all know I'm an honorary member. So, but Phil, did you have them retaining or did you have?
Yeah, I have Nathan and Axiom retaining.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The next match, Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice in an NXT Underground match. This one, I like this one just because of where they're gonna be at, so it just kind of makes sense. These two are the gals that you should have in that arena, you know, if anybody. But how do you, before we get into predictions, and I know you said you're not the most, or I guess completely or fully updated with NXT, but from what you've seen, how do you feel about a young star like Lola Vice? Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, she's low-key on a rise. I think they like her a lot. So how do you feel about Lola Vice?
I've been very impressed with her. I was not a fan of her at the start. I really didn't see the appeal to her, but then all of a sudden they're everybody in the group chat, they're like, Phil, just watch her for a couple of weeks, really get her like to marinate within your brain for a few moments and just write it out, see what happens here. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I wrote it out, because she has impressed me so much as of late. She has gotten so much better in the ring, I feel, because at first I felt like she was just, really just trying to get things started. I really didn't feel like she just had things in gear just yet. But when she finally clicked, I was like, let's go. Let's do this thing. And then when she finally got into this thing with Shayna, I was like, this is where she excels at the most.
Mm-hmm.
She's been looking really good here in this feud against Shayna. And I'm not saying Shayna's no slouch or anything like that either. So, I mean, she's really taking it too. So, I'm just very interested to see where this goes completely. And it's the NXT Underground match. So, I mean, I know what the NXT Underground match is, but I'm very interested to see what the heck is going to be happening here in this venue specifically, because we just don't know that the possibilities of all of this is just endless. Um, I don't know. I don't know who wins this year. If it were up to me, I would honestly have Lola win, but I don't know if they're
Okay.
gonna do that. I don't. I'll pick. I'm gonna pick Lola because I want her to really, continue on this path of, her stardom rising.
Right.
But I'm like you're not confident about the OC winning technically the tag team titles. I'm kind of not almost as confident as you are with this match. Because Shayna's, this is Shayna's home
Hmm.
in the octagon, in UFC type environments. Like, this is her home, so she will thrive in this type of environment. But I'm gonna go Lola. I think she somehow
Okay.
pulls it out.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I agree with everything you said as well, just as far as how Lola is going. Wasn't a fan of her at first. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't a fan of a lot of NXT at first, but they've grown. They've gotten better, and you see the improvement. And again, Lola is just one of those ones that are gonna be the product of the PC, and just how valuable that really is. AEW, get a PC. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. But yeah, just Lola's on the rise. And you said you're going with Lola. Again, it's hard for me to kind of like Shayna's really an NXT legend, if we're being
I
honest.
want Shayna to win, but I just think somehow Lola's gonna find some sneaky way to get the job done. I don't know
Right.
how it's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be in some sort of like a sneaky type way. I don't think it's gonna be clean by any means.
Okay.
I don't even
Okay.
know how Shayna's really perceived in NXT. Has she been like?
Well,
Is she really a?
lately I'm not too
She's a
sure.
heel, right? Like, right?
Well,
Like,
I mean, they started as like a heel duo, but they made Lola turn even more heel, I guess,
okay,
because
okay. So,
they
yeah,
were like
okay.
they were kind of bullying and like trying to bully Natalia and Carmen, I think her name was.
Oh, yeah, the Carmen Petrovic. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, okay,
Okay,
good, yeah,
yep,
yeah. So
yep.
they were both kind of heel at a point, and then Lola kind of turned and got more heel, I guess. I don't know, but
Okay. All
just
right, but
because of
yeah,
Shayna's history in NXT, though, I think I'm gonna have to go with Shayna here. I know she's not there
it's
full time
fair.
anymore, but I think they can run it back, and then Lola can get the win there. But I don't know if I want to see Shayna. I'm ready to see Shayna lose in an NXT ring after what I've been told. She's a legend, so I don't know if I'm ready for that. But we'll see. But they're gonna cook, like Dashwood said. They don't miss too many underground matches. They don't.
No,
So
they
they're
really
gonna
don't.
cook. They're gonna cook. And I'm not gonna lie, Lola Loki carried Natalia in theirs. Anywho, um,
Hey, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I'm not gonna argue.
anywho, the next matchup. Oh, and this may be match of the night. This one here. We have the NXT North American Championship matchup of
Okay.
Obafemi, Wesley, and Joe Coffey. Triple threat. Phil, there's nothing but beasts in this matchup. Just in the
Yeah.
ring monsters. So, Phil, how where do we even start? Where do we even start in this one?
First of all, I'm gonna start talking about Joe, Mr.
Yes.
Joe Coffey over here. I did not even realize that this man was a singles competitor anymore. I thought he was a tag team guy with his brother
I'm kind
Mark.
of happy they're kind of pushing him a little bit to be a singles competitor. A little to me.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to be a tag team guy with his brother Mark. So I'm very interested to see how Joe Coffey can do in a singles capacity. Um, because I really only just know them as the Coffey brothers. I really only
Mm-hmm.
just know them from their tag teams. So in Gallus, so it's going to be very interesting to see him in that singles role. Wesley. I mean, come on, what else can I say about the guy?
One of the
I
greatest
honestly
North
think
American champions of all time.
I honestly think he should be just up on the main roster at this point. I really don't think, he needs NXT all that much up anymore. And that's just me being brutally honest with you guys. Um, so with that being said, keep the title on Oba. I mean, Obafemi, he's just killing it right now as a champion. He has impressed me so much. I mean, the dude is already, when I first laid eyes on the guy, I'm like, I knew what the heck this guy was going to be. And I said it right from the word go. Obafemi was exactly what Omos was supposed to be. Omos was supposed to be this guy.
Happy.
And Omos has not been this guy at all. I mean, we don't know where he is. I think he's just on live events wrestling Ali not Ali. Sorry, Mustafa. Akira Tozawa every week. I think that's just what he's been doing. But Obafemi, he's just that dude. There is no reason for him to have this title taken away from him. So he should stay champion. Just like he had a banger triple threat at Stand and Deliver back in April. This right here, it needs to be almost the exact same thing. And by exact same thing, I mean banger. And the exact same result needs to happen. Obafemi needs to walk out as champ.
And Phil, you couldn't have said it any better. Oba, I think, is a star. I think there's no reason you should even think about taking the title off of him right now. But again, like you said, that triple threat he just had at Stand and Deliver was phenomenal. I got to see it live, which again, I'm extremely blessed to do that. It was awesome. And again, not even ever since then, because I was a fan of Oba before then, but seeing him live, I became even a bigger fan. But like Phil kind of already hit on, Oba should not be losing this title. I'm gonna be honest, probably not anytime soon. And I like the Wesley on the main roster idea. This don't hate me, don't kill me, chat. But that would be a perfect guy to fill in whatever Ricochet was gonna do for the year. That's the perfect guy to fill that role. I'm just saying.
It's a fair point.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, I think there's a spot there for him on the main roster, especially now, or especially in the summertime, whenever, that happens. So, just putting that out there.
He's been champion for 141 days, and I don't see anybody taking that title off of him anytime soon. Seriously.
Yeah, I really don't.
It's going to have to be a very convincing and compelling person to take that title off of Oba. I'm telling you right now.
You're right. No, you're right. It has to be, because big thing, got to be believable. And I'm going to be honest, looking at Oba, no one should be beating Oba. I'm going to be honest. No one should be beating him, bro. Came straight from Wakanda, bro. No one should be beating Oba, bro. No one. Uh-oh. He said, hold on now. Omos returning at Money in the Bank and winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. And
come on.
He can't. No,
come on. We don't even know where MVP is, let alone Omos. Okay?
Facts. What are you doing?
I think MVP is still managing the guy. I don't know. But I mean, it's just, man, MVP, bring him back. Get him over here.
Please.
I honestly would have loved to see him paired up with Jade, if anything, but Jade's doing her thing with Jade and MVP would have been cool to me. I really would have thought that would have been cool.
Magnificent. What they could also do, I don't know how much he would want to do something like this, but Jade talked about who got her into wrestling. Mark Henry. He's becoming a free agent shortly, I believe. Dude, Mark Henry would be another great voice, just because they already have that chemistry, I would assume.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, for sure.
That would have been. And I think Mark would have been a great, especially if they were bad guys. I feel like Mark as a bad guy manager would be the best.
I still got enough in the tank.
Right? She's not done. She still has more in the tank. I can see it.
I still got enough in the tank, goddammit. I'm a manager now.
Facts. And so Obafemi should dominate everyone in NXT and vacate the North American Championship because he's beaten everyone. I wish WWE did that a little bit more.
It's very interesting because I honestly had that route for Gunther in the IC title. I did.
It would have made sense then too.
At one point, I really would have had that happen for the IC title because nobody was going to beat that guy. And then plans changed because Brock had to be a dick, and then things happened. So Redacted had his chance taken away, and then it was supposed to be Chad Gable, but Chad Gable did not win the gauntlet match because of Sammy, and then Sammy got the win and everything like that. And don't even get me started on why people just all of a sudden just hate Sami Zayn all of a sudden, because I'm like, I don't know where this hate is coming from with the guy. But we'll see in due time what happens at Clash, because I have such a take when it comes down to that match at Clash that people are just not gonna like. But when we get into the predictions in terms of OTB side of things, for that matchup, when it comes down to Clash, because we're doing the predictions before the show even starts, so that morning, people aren't gonna like what I'm gonna have to say, but it's all gonna be for the better good and the betterment of Chad. Just allow it to breathe, and we'll see where things happen. But that's another story for another day.
Nigma, I'm gonna save it for the end. I'm gonna do a quick brief run, and then later on, a few weeks from now, maybe I would like, chat, don't tell nobody, I would like for you to come on and we'll talk about it together. All right, but yeah, that's Oba. But yeah, Oba should definitely retain. Shout out to Joe Coffey, because he's after this. I hope they have some things planned for him as a singles competitor. I like this one too. This match is gonna be fun, I think. We have a brand new title in NXT, of course. Everyone knows the NXT Women's North American title. And we finally can crown that first ever champion. Here at Battleground, we have, in a ladder match, I might add, a 6-pack ladder match is what they're calling this one. And the competitors we have, Sol Ruka, which a lot of people are high on. Lash Legend, with a lot of people are high on. Yeah, a lot of people are high on those two. Fallen Henley, who I think is going to kind of grow in this hero role. I think her turning was probably a really good decision. Jada Parker, who has had nope, we're going to use a different word because I'm not doing that right now. She's had a very fast rise as well lately. Michin, I mean, yeah, she's there, And then we have
Mia's a serviceable talent.
Exactly, serviceable. And someone I feel like we have to have a veteran in a match like this with,
Yes.
You gotta have a vet, and that's what she's there for, I think. And then we have another young gun who is making a great rise as well, Kalani Jordynne. To be honest, just going down that list of women, that NXT Women's Division really might be better than TNA's now, especially since the departures we've had this year. They might take the crown for real, no hesitation, no doubt.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always called NXT the best women's division, and
that breaks my heart, but it's okay. It's okay.
In pro wrestling right now, in pro wrestling right now, definitely. When TNA didn't have all those losses or whatever, TNA. I mean, come on, that division was just super stacked. First of all, I want to say this about this ladder match and their participants. I don't care who wins this. No matter who wins this matchup, is going to be great for that title.
Facts.
Michin's probably on the lower end of, the ranking of how I would, try to get this championship on somebody, but that's nothing bad to say anything about Michin Mia Yim. Like I said, she's a very serviceable talent, and she is a veteran in this business, and she's down here for NXT for a reason. So why not? But I know we gotta pick one.
Yes, I would like you to pick one.
Yeah, I'm going to pick one, but I'm going to pick my top two that I would like to see win this, and then go to my top person who I would like to see from that too. My top two in all of this is Jada Parker and Sol Ruka. Those are my top two that I would love to see win this NXT North American Championship ladder match. I feel like I'm just going to be calling it the NXT North American Championship, even though I know it's the women's division. But when it comes down to those six, Jada Parker and Sol Ruka are my top two, and out of the two there, and both of these two are my girls. I have to say this right now. Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, and Fallon Henley have been 4 women in this division, and I have seen grow from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have followed a lot of their journeys, and, like, I followed Fallon Henry from when she was down in the actual independent scene. So, like, the fact that she is automatically over here is just insane scenes to me. But without stalling any longer, I'm going Jada Parker. I want Jada Parker to
Ooh.
win this championship. Jada
Ooh.
Parker winning this championship would be such a good thing for not only her, but for that title in and of itself. Solrook is going to be an incredible talent in this business. We all know this. That Soul Snatcher, that's honestly the first thing that I fell in love with when I first laid eyes on her. Not just because of her looks. Get out of the gutter. Um, but yeah, I just think Jada Parker really has it all right now. I do. And really all of these ladies impress me in one way or another. I'm a fan of all of them, but there's just something about Jada Parker right now that has me completely drawn to her, and her winning this championship just makes a lot of sense to me.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna take your route to getting to my one, but I'm gonna start with 3 because I have 3 that I think have probably the same amount of odds of winning this match, and my 3 are actually gonna be Lash Legend, Jada Parker, and I'm gonna be honest. I think Kalani Jordynne has a really good chance at winning this belt.
Okay.
But and again, like you said, I mean, you said enough about these women. We've seen pretty much most of these women kind of start from the ground bottom all the way up to where they are now, right? So, and they all are really good, really, really good. But out of those 3, Lash Legend, Jada Parker, and Kalani Jordynne, I'm gonna be honest, Phil. I'm gonna go a little to the left real quick, and
You're
I'm gonna
going
go on
Lash,
my
are you?
left. I'm going Lash, man. I'm going
Yeah.
Lash, man.
Yeah.
I have a
It's fair.
vision.
It's fair. She
I
she
have a
she she
vision
has
for
a lot
NXT.
of potential with that title too.
She does. Again, I have a vision because we can't get Lash in, at least not right now. We can't get her in the main NXT Women's Championship title picture right now, which is fine. But I can still see them doing kind of that double title kind of thing with Trick and Lash and whatever they got going on the show. And I think they're gonna play that back into the metaphor somehow, some way. And I just have a plan in mind, and I hope they go through with it. I can really see Trick doing a really good long feud with Noam Dar, kind of
Yeah.
surrounding Lash Legend in a way. And again, Noam Dar I think he's been a little forgotten since his NXT UK days and how great he was over there. I think we kind of forgot about that, and I think something like that with time, give it time, I think we'll all remember who Noam Dar really is because he's really good and he can really make talent look great, like a talent like Trick. And I think that's one of those abilities that he has that's kind of not talked about enough. But yeah, but outside of that, I think Lash Legend and Trick, I think they're gonna do some power duo thing on NXT at least for a little while. But I'm trying. I don't know if I want to talk about my gym on this card first, or probably the main event on this card first. Actually, only because I really want to hear Phil's take, so I'm gonna save it for the end. We'll go the NXT Women's Championship match next, man. And this one holds a very, very special place in my heart. By default, y'all can call me crazy. By default, this is already one of the top 5 women's matches of my life. I mean, bro, y'all don't understand what this means to me.
Jordynne Grace. Look, we all okay. I'm gonna say this, and chat. Look, this is really one of your first impressions of me, and honestly, I don't care what I have to say because honestly, this is just what I have to say here. So you guys can take it or leave it for what you want. WWE wants Jordynne Grace.
Oh, bad. Oh my
badly.
God.
Badly.
Oh my God.
There's a reason why she's here. There's a reason why she's here. The Royal Rumble was a test.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, you did so well in this Rumble.
And she
We're
got a
bringing
little
you
pop.
back.
I'm not gonna lie, she got a little pop.
I would have had her in the final four, honestly. I really would have. I would have. I would have had her in the final four. But yeah, WWE wants Jordynne bad. And there's a reason why she's here. There's a reason why she's in this spot. One of these two matches that we're going to be talking about next, there's going to be a surprise. There's going to be. There's going to be. There has to be. Because, I mean, these two just automatically just came up out of nowhere on a random episode of NXT, and we just had no idea that it was happening.
I guess
this is the reason why we're saving that matchup for last, because man, we're gonna have a talk.
No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
But Jordynne Grace has she's putting a lot of pressure on herself here in this matchup here, and I want to say that outright because I listened to the interview that she had on Busted Open. Now I know Busted Open's not really the cream of the crop of many people's, podcast listening type of experience. But when I saw that Jordynne Grace was being interviewed on that podcast, I had to take a listen because...
Phil, hold on, Phil. We have a donation. I have to dance. Sorry. But I'm going to just hit one of these really quick for the super chat. Thank you so much, girlfriend.
Get it.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all see that?
No, but seriously, thank you for the $1.99. But yeah, I mean, Jordynne Grace is putting a lot of pressure on herself. She's saying if she doesn't really completely perform in this matchup here against Roxanne Perez, it'll be cataclysmic for the partnership that apparently TNA and WWE has with each other. And I'm not gonna say that. We know how much Jordynne Grace, prepares for moments like this. She's an absolute star. And she's going to be perfectly fine. She's going to be perfectly fine on this stage. She's going to, work really well with Roxanne. Roxanne's an ultimate professional at the end of the day. She's going to work really well with her. Jordynne's going to work really well with Roxanne. I mean, this matchup is going to be amazing. And what a way to kick off this NXT TNA partnership or NXTNA partnership. I love that, by the way. I love how they merge them together. Then with a matchup like Roxanne and Jordynne. That being said, I would freaking love it if I saw Jordynne Grace win this championship here. But I don't know. I think they're probably just gonna have Roxanne retain here. I'm going to safe route because it's hard. It's hard, right? Jordynne can win this championship and bring it on to TNA TV and give it some exposure. Shout out 99 super chat. But I mean, she could. She could.
Hold on, Phil.
Bring it to TNA. You gotta do it again. I gotta do
a different dance move this time too. So I'm gonna do. Y'all remember this one? Hold on. Y'all remember? Y'all know this one? I know y'all know this one. Y'all know that one, right? Y'all know that one? No, the sprinkler maybe. You know what I'm saying? Just had to hit something real quick. My dog thinks my dog thinks I was playing.
Hey, there you go. Bring the puppers
Thank you for the super chat. Continue, Phil.
Yes, thank you again. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I could see Jordynne Grace bringing it on TNA television, give it some exposure and all that kind of stuff, but it's very hard to really call this one, honestly, because it's two people that we've all really just come accustomed to and just really love. So I'm gonna go with the safe route and Roxanne, but I would not be shocked at all if they did Jordynne. Truthfully,
I'm going all in.
It's fair, man. It's fair. I can't argue with it. I can't.
TNA is bringing the NXT Championship to Thursday nights, baby. We're bringing it home. Well, not home, but we're bringing it to Thursday nights, baby. I
Now,
mean,
how long do you think she would hold the championship for?
I'm
Because
gonna be
I wouldn't
honest.
think it would be a long time.
I wouldn't be surprised if just so she can come back. I wouldn't be surprised that she would lose it in her first defense if it's Roxanne again, or again if Julia gets cleared, which I don't think she's that close from getting cleared. I can see that as well, but I don't. If she does win it, I don't transitional for real. I'm gonna be honest. I think if they do put it on her, it's more so a situation of them just showing her like, if you did come here, look at what we can give you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just another tool to use to kind of lure her in slowly without tampering. Without breaking any
Yeah.
rules. And I
Yeah,
think
no, because this
that
is
would
not,
be the perfect way.
and that's a great point about the tampering business. Because this is not tampering by any means. This is a
Oh, not at all.
partnership of some sort.
I
Of
feel
some
like
sort,
Triple
this is
H
a
and them, they know
partnership.
what they're doing. They know this is a way to get around temper. I feel like they know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
And I'm honestly very okay. I haven't talked to you about anything, TNA related because of everything when it comes down to the Scott D'Amore situation. When
Still
Scott
hurts my heart.
D'Amore got released, I was demoralized. Seriously.
Yeah, it
I was
hurt.
demoralized because the guy was living, breathing TNA. I mean, the guy
Mm-hmm.
brought that shit back. I don't know how the rest of the actual, I can't speak for the locker room. I can't. I can't speak for the rest of the people that are in management over there in TNA or not. But it's just very interesting to me now all of a sudden that we're having a partnership when Scott wasn't there. Because I
Mm-hmm.
felt like if Scott was still there, I would feel like Scott would be more than happy to do some sort of partnership with WWE because he just loves pro wrestling. Just like Triple
Facts.
H just loves pro wrestling. And Triple H has
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to step his foot into the other door when it comes down to working with other companies, but Vince just never wanted to have that. Vince never even
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have that type of a talk or a conversation because, let's face it, when you're going down to roads like this, it could be a booking nightmare depending on whatever you try to do.
Exactly.
But I know what Shawn Michaels is doing with the women's division over there. I know what the women's division in TNA can do. They're doing great things enough already. I don't really see a problem with any of them losing because ultimately, I feel like Roxanne honestly should have been called up to begin with. I honestly think she should have lost the title at Stand and Deliver, if you want me to be completely honest. And she should have just gotten called up, and then things can have happened in the way that they fell. But I don't see any real problem with any of this here, and it's going to be a great match regardless.
Yes, yes, and I'm really hoping, because I know Jordan's Grace match catalog probably the best in the space. I'm gonna keep it a beam, but I need this one to be on the level of Jordynne Grace and Masha Slimovic when they went at it at Bound for Glory. I needed to be one of those. And I saw a tweet. Phil, tell me how you feel about this one, but I saw a tweet and it made it. Granted, I don't know how true this is because I mean everything we read on Twitter isn't true, but they basically kind of set it up like they needed someone that is a pretty stiff worker and would get Roxanne quote unquote ready for the Julia match. Again, don't know how true that is, but even if that's not
I mean,
true, if Roxanne gets
yeah.
moved up, I think if they keep Jordynne and they get Julia, I mean, either way it goes, I think it's gonna work. Either way it goes, I think it's gonna get a big match. Either way it goes, it's gonna be a big match, Phil. And this is what this Roxanne match is gonna be for. Jordynne's gonna showcase how good she is to a wider audience. And um, granted, I have no idea when her contract's up. I have no idea um, if she has a no compete. Normally, TNA don't do things like that. But again, Jordynne Grace is honestly a special talent. Um, so who knows what her contract looks like? But I will say when it's up,
Do you
It's
see it
actually,
happening?
I'm gonna be honest, just from everything that I read on the TNA side, how Anthem is taking their budget away per se, cheapening the TNA budget that they giving TNA to kind of sign superstars, production, all that stuff. They're actually taking money away from them. So because of that, I don't think TNA would stand a chance at a bidding war with WWE and AEW for someone like
Oh,
Jordynne
yeah.
Grace. And
Yeah.
it sucks, but I'm happy for her. But it sucks because that's just, I'm gonna be honest, that's just the truth. The pockets just don't stretch as deep as WWE's and AEW's. So I do think it's almost inedible. Like she's gonna go to WWE. Which is a matter of when, to be honest with you.
And I didn't even realize she's only 28 years old.
She's extremely young and she looks great. She looks phenomenal. Granted, she doesn't have the height per se as like a Bianca Belair or a Jade Cargill, but her physique is up there with the Jade Cargill and
Yeah,
Bianca Belair.
her physique and her body of work just shows enough of what she can do. I
That's what
mean,
I'm saying.
yeah.
And then WWE's the type of place that will teach her how to cut a promo. And I'm gonna be honest, she's not even bad on the mic by any means.
I was
But
gonna say, I
again,
don't think she was even that bad on the mic.
to be honest, to me, I think she's well okay on the mic, but I just know WWE is one of those companies that will fine tune everything, and they're only gonna make her better. They're only gonna make her better.
Yeah,
So I
that,
mean,
that's really the goal at the end of it
yeah,
all. I mean, she's gonna have
and
to learn the WWE way of doing things,
right.
but with knowing how much Jordynne Grace really does just take the time to really, just progress in everything that she does,
Mm-hmm.
she'll flourish over there, no problem. Now, like I,
For sure.
like I honestly kind of agree with you that it is kind of a little bit, it's kind of unfair to TNA
It,
knowing
yeah.
that like she's going. I just have it in my heart of hearts knowing that she's most likely going to go to WWE, and it is kind of unfair knowing about the whole bidding war of
Mm-hmm.
everything because WWE and the whole TKO project they got honestly unlimited shit over there, and so does
They
Tony
they
Khan
can
from what
literally
apparently we
throw
have here.
any number at her and it'll be okay. You know?
Yeah. And then TNA, I didn't even realize that their budget was being taken away like that. That
Yeah,
sucks if
Anthem
that's really
sucks.
happening
Anthem
there.
sucks. Oh my
Yeah.
god, they suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then we can be seeing a lot more people, if anything. I mean,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have a lot of loyalty over there because of just the TNA brand, but I mean, if there's going to be possible free agents coming up in TNA, I, it would be dumb of them to not try, to get
Mhm.
other offers elsewhere. And it's like, and it would be dumb for the other companies to not even try to get somebody else from TNA because TNA has a ton of great talent, and it's like
Ton.
it's seriously so slept on what TNA actually brings to the table, and it's like it's just ridiculous how slept on it is. But getting back into everything that is here right now, I'm going Roxanne. I'm going to safe route. But if it is Jordynne Grace for just like maybe a 1 to 2 week reign, I would not be shocked.
And again, I think he signed last year or the year before that a new extension. But I'm gonna be honest, Josh, Jordynne, who else? Who else do I really Moose? Well, Moose signed a really long contract, so he got some time. But those three instantly, no doubt in my mind when the contract's up, they're out of there. No doubt in my mind, no doubt. And again, Josh
Didn't
Alexander wouldn't be
Hammerstone
surprised to
join
get traded
them?
to Japan. Yes, but he just signed, so he might be there for a little bit.
I mean, I know he just signed, but I mean, I saw when Hammerstone just random saw joining over there. I was like, holy shit, they actually got
Yeah,
Hammerstone. I was actually kind of
Hammerstone is
shocked
full
that they got
time.
him, to be honest.
Yeah, he's full time. I like the sign. I like the signing a lot. I mean, it adds to that main event scene. And then the Mike Santana addition is not a talked about decision, or
That was an
you know,
amazing signing for them.
it was
Amazing.
fucking
I
perfect.
love Mike
It
Santana.
was perfect. It was perfect. And now we get to see him full fledged singles run in TNA. Oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Not lot of people give Mike Santana the respect that he deserves, and I'm like, guys, I don't know how you don't see anything within this guy. I mean, he had a matchup tonight against Amazing Red at House of Glory. I gotta go find it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Mike Santana and Amazing Red. Are you fucking kidding, dude? Mike Santana's just insane. I love the dude, and I wish him
Oh yeah.
nothing but the best because we all know his story. If you know his story, you know his story very well. Um,
Yes.
he's just that dude. I wish him nothing but the best.
I was just about to ask him. Were you at the show that Phil's talking about? And he was. He was.
Oh, that house, man! I wanted to go see that live. I did. I wanted to go see that live, but it was all the way in New York, and I was like, I can't go. I can't go. I wanted to, but I'm also going to Forbidden Door, so I didn't want to completely lose all my money again.
If you guys are going to Forbidden Door, please say hello to Phil. I won't be there, guys. I won't. I won't. But say hello to Phil. And I think Axel's going to Forbidden Door too. I think he
Oh
is.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you both will go. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This guy
Yeah.
Enigma. He said there's
Freaking
so
love
many
it.
Puerto Ricans. It was beautiful.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
glad you had a
wasn't that
fun
like the
time.
whole point? Like, I think that was literally the whole point of the show. I think like almost
Yeah.
every match had a Puerto Rican, a superstar from Puerto Rico or Puerto Rican descent in
Mhm.
their matches, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I think they just had a
But
parade
yeah,
of some kind in New York. Because Damian Priest was there. They had like a
yeah,
Puerto Rican type parade or something going on.
yeah. We're getting so off track, and I love it.
And
Yeah. So Roxanne, go get it, girl. But if Jordynne wins, I'm not gonna be shocked. Approved.
yeah. I'm gonna go with. I mean, y'all know I can't. I mean, TNA's in my blood at this point. You know. I mean, I gotta go with my girl, my golden girl, Jordynne Grace. You know. But yeah, let's.
I won't be mad at
This
it.
this is the moment I think I've been waiting for. So I'm going to. So before you answer, Phil, I'm gonna set the field. I'm gonna announce the match,
Okay.
and I would like you to just because it wasn't a. Well, yeah, you can read your tweet verbatim, or you can just give us a quick summarize
I'm
of it,
pulling it
and
up
we'll
right
kind
now.
of
I'm pulling it up
we'll
right now.
kind
I'm reading it.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, we'll go. I'll go ahead and announce the match. You already know what it is, but we're finally here. We're at the main event. Well, I'm assuming the main event. The main event, NXT champion Trick Williams versus newest NXT signee. Just he didn't get released from AEW, did he? Did his contract expire? I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want to butcher it. Contract expired. Okay. Contract
Well,
expired.
his contract expired, and well, the whole thing is he honestly first wanted to leave in February,
Okay.
but Tony Khan, for whatever reason, they actually didn't grant him the release or whatever, which is kind of weird because usually Tony Khan would be perfectly okay with that kind of a deal, but he didn't, and because of that, he got relegated to Ring of Honor, which is terrible for somebody like Ethan, and then he requested again, and then they said, okay, we'll mutually part ways. And yeah, it was a mutually part ways type of deal. And obviously, AEW doesn't really do contract clauses like, the 90-day no compete. So he was just able to go wherever he wanted as soon as it
And that
happened.
person we are talking about is Ethan Page. So we have Trick versus Ethan Page NXT Championship, man.
All ego, man.
Phil? Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say what I think. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going with my main man. I didn't do this on purpose, by the way, Chad. It just all kind of happened, so I'm just gonna make this a thing now. But I'm going tricking a easy. I'm going with my guy Trick Williams, man. I'm going with my guy Trick Williams. But Phil, please take it away.
Now here's the thing. I want to preface this, and I know Tommy's gonna be like, Phil, come on, you know just based on your tweet, you're picking this guy. I want the guy to win, but I'm picking Trick. I think Trick is just going to retain the title.
Man!
Dude, I'm picking Trick mainly because of the fact that I just don't see it happening, but I want Ethan Page to win this title.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, fair.
I
Okay.
want Ethan Page to win this title simply because of the fact they have something in this guy. They really do. And they have something in this guy just based on what they have already presented him as. Trick Williams is most likely going to retain this championship. I'm not that dumb. I know what Trick Williams is doing right now with the NXT title. And especially with what they really got going on with the whole Noam Dar situation. But if I were NXT, I'm putting the fucking rocket on Ethan Page and having him win this title. I am. And it's not anything against Trick, and I want that to be known. I love Trick Williams. I think Trick Williams is an absolute star. Seriously. And when the man gets up to the main roster, there's a lot of talk right now about Carmelo Hayes and what Carmelo Hayes is really doing on the main roster right now. Considering the man is 1-4 on the main roster, which is just insane to me. I don't know what the heck's going on with Carmelo and on the main roster, but I've seen some takes. I've seen some takes to where some people are saying that Trick Williams has a higher ceiling than Carmelo, and I'm like, that's crazy. But I'm like, but Trick has a high ceiling. Trick definitely has a high ceiling, just based on what they've really just portrayed him as. I'm going to bring up my tweet here, because the tweet, obviously, some tweets catch high attention. Some tweets don't. This one really didn't, which I was kind of shocked at, because I honestly thought it really would have caused some traction, but it didn't. But it's just something that I see with this. It might be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe they should. And the tweet that I quote retweeted here, it was from Fightful, saying, should Ethan Page win the NXT championship at NXT Battleground? So I said, might be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe that he should. I get why people want to see Trick Williams hold on to that hashtag at WWE NXT championship. Truthfully, I do. But when it comes to Ethan Page, you have a very big opportunity to do something with him right out the gate. Trick Williams is doing fine with that NXT championship, but Ethan Page can honestly be the face of NXT if he has the right backing. And I truly believe that. Because I have seen Ethan Page since the North in TNA. That's when I first laid eyes on him. And the North, obviously an amazing team. Obviously.
One of the best, honestly.
I saw both of those guys having great singles career when it was all said and done. Usually somebody says, all right, who's going to be the Jannetty of the tag team? I saw no Jannetty. Truthfully, I saw no Jannetty. And I saw him getting signed with AEW, and I was like, that's a great get. But then they really didn't do much with him. And I was so sad about it. Because they did their thing. Because he was doing his thing solo in West for a little while, and then he did his stuff with Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky and Men of the Year. And I was like, okay, they have something there, right? But they didn't really do much with that. And then Dan Lambert just kind of vanished in thin air. Scorpio Sky, he got injured, recovered, then injured again. I think he's actually injured now, by the way, which sucks for him again, because he just came back. Yeah, because he just came back. So I was like, that sucks. And then Ethan Page just wanted to leave. And I was like, you know what? It's fair. It's a fair point, because you got relegated to Ring of Honor and nobody's watching you over there.
Oh.
And I was like, damn it. So I see him come over to NXT, and I was like, yeah. Because the dude is just insane. The dude is just great.
Oh man.
And they were doing this whole thing of like, who attacked Trick? Who attacked Trick? Who was the mystery person that attacked Trick? Everybody thought it was Carmelo when Carmelo was still over there. Right? They were doing that angle from all the way back then.
Yeah.
They were doing that angle from all the way back then. And then all of a sudden now it's Ethan Page that attacked him. I was like, yeah, that works. And the way that Ethan Page is being presented on TV right now, he just signed a contract, even though he signed a contract with WWE a few weeks ago. Just signed a contract in NXT. Has already a major feud going on with the NXT general manager in Ava. I was going to say Ava Rain, but her name is just Ava now.
Yeah.
Having already a major type of rivalry type deal with Ava. Having Ethan Page as an NXT champion when Ava just does not even like him to begin with would be just hilarious TV, and I think would be great. I truly believe it would.
Okay. It would be entertaining.
I just think they have a lot of potential with Ethan Page to do something with him. And honestly, with Trick Williams being so red hot right now, it would be kind of, weird to just automatically see him lose the championship, which is the reason why I have Trick just retaining the title. And I know I'm just going completely against everything I just said. But trust me, Ethan Page is going to be the NXT champion. He is. This man is going to hold that NXT championship. If it's not going to be this first shot, Ethan Page is going to find another way to get to Trick. And I feel like Ethan Page is going to be the one to take the title off of him. It may not be here. But I think Ethan Page is taking that title off of Trick Williams. Whether it's this matchup or a matchup later down the line.
Okay.
So that's really what I meant by this. I mean, if it happens at Battleground, great. But I really do see Ethan Page
necessarily upset.
Oh, I know a lot of people are going to be upset, and I'll be like, man, that's the thing.
This guy.
But that's the reason why I said one of these matchups is going to have a surprise. One of them. It's either going to be Jordynne Grace. It could either really be Jordynne Grace walking out as NXT Women's Champion or Ethan Page walking out as NXT Champion. And I truly believe that one of those two people are winning a championship. We just got to figure out what one.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When you put it that way, I feel like this show does need a surprise of some kind. Granted, we're getting the first ever women's North American championship. Yeah, that is gonna be a. I really just wanted to say North American Championship just now. It's gonna be hard to throw that women's in there. It is.
Yeah.
But I know we're getting that champion crown for the first time tomorrow night. But like you said, Phil, I think this show would need some type of surprise. Don't see it in the Oba Femi match at all, really. I do see if they did pull the trigger, it would be in one of these matches. But because of how red hot Trick is, I think the surprise has to be in the women's match, to be honest.
Well, plus they also have to, finish up that thing that he's doing with Noam. That's the reason why Trick is most likely winning this, retaining this championship here. But if Ethan Page were to win the title, I would not be A, mad, or B, shocked. With just the way that they've got going things on right now with him.
Which, and I'm really happy you got to explain that tweet, because now I completely understand where you're coming from, because you're right. Ethan Page is one of those type of guys. He's a top guy type of guy, So I do see that. It's just timing. Timing is a big thing in wrestling, and I just don't think this is the right time. But I'm not mad when you say he may be the guy to beat Trick, whenever that may be. Because, I mean, outside of Ethan Page right now, and depending on how they handle the Oba Femi North American title reign, to be honest, Ethan Page, just because the name, the star power alone, and because he's kind of already, I mean, he's pretty polished in the ring already. So I think it's one of those situations of a not if, but a when he becomes the face of NXT.
I don't really see Ethan Page being in NXT for all that long. I don't see him going in. I don't see Ethan Page being in NXT for over 2 years. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I'd say at least a year and a half max for this guy. Because I mean,
Okay.
the guy's been going. He's been through so much already. I mean, Ethan Page has been to TNA. He was in AEW before all of this. I mean, the guy has been a lot of places. So I mean, he has he's been doing his thing, and quite frankly, he's 34 years old. He really doesn't
Fair.
need that
Very.
much polishing.
Yeah.
I
None
mean,
really. I think he's great
you,
on the mic already.
dude, I knew that Ethan Page was going to be a star elsewhere, and I'm saying elsewhere because ultimately I knew he was. I had a feeling he was going to leave AEW eventually. I just didn't know when.
Mm.
When he had that promo battle against MJF, and then
Oh no, you muted.
I clicked the mute button by mistake. When he had that promo battle against MJF, and then all of a sudden had an AEW World Championship match in Canada on an episode of Collision, and how great that matchup was.
Yeah.
I'm like, I knew this guy's going to be a star. This guy's
Yeah.
already a star enough as it is, but that match right there with MJF just put this guy on the map even more. And anybody would be complete fools if they didn't want him a part of their company. So I'm glad he's in NXT. I'm glad he's in WWE because this
Mm-hmm.
is something that he's been wanting for quite some time now. And I'm just I'm just very interested to see where it goes. Um like I said, a year and a half, 2 years max for this guy in NXT. He does not really need that much polishing, and I can see him flourishing very much so on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown or Monday Night Raw.
I mean, I can definitely, for some reason, I can definitely see him on the blue brand. He just seems like a blue brand type of guy, you know? But again, I think, like
Yeah.
you said, I mean, Ethan Page, one of my favorite things that he does do is when he speaks on the mic. I think that's one of his best skills out of all the skills you need of being a professional wrestler. I think his mic work is slept on, and I actually think it's one of the best in the business. It's always fluent. He never stutters. It's always a point
Yeah.
to what he's talking about. As you should see, I think he's a natural on the mic, and I think that's slept on. And I think WWE is really gonna, again, because of how they produce and how they run their show, WWE is gonna bring all of that promo skill out, and it's gonna just be. We're gonna finally, again, this is granted. Sorry, Tony Khan, sorry, AEW, but this is where Ethan Page is gonna be his full potential. I think, just like how
Yeah.
Ricochet had to leave to get his full potential, which we all think. So I just think it's one of those situations, and I think Ethan Page, regardless of what happens tomorrow, he's gonna thrive in WWE. I think it's safe to say.
He's an 18-year vet for a reason.
Yeah,
He's been around the
exactly.
block. So I mean, the guy's, done a ton of things in pro wrestling already, and I'm just very excited for him. I really am. Like this is a guy that I've been following for quite some time too, not just because of the whole North situation, but everything from him. He's going to fit really well here, and I can't
For
wait to see
sure.
what they do.
For sure. For sure. But I mean, that was all the NXT Battleground matches. And we're at an hour and 23 minutes, which I think is a perfect time because we're heading to that 1:30 mark. So before we head out of here, Enigma mentioned something a little bit earlier. Let me see if I can find the comment. I'm going to just blow it up real quick. He says, "Hey, Tommy, how'd those votes look and did I miss them?" You did not miss them. Phil, you probably know or seen it at least. But obviously, as you guys know, BTBC does a Wrestler of the Year tournament in December where we crown who we think and who you guys think was the best Wrestler of the Year of men and women. This year, though, in 2024, we're actually bringing in a tag team bracket. We're bringing in some other awards like Breakout Star of the Year, Match of the Year, and Booker of the Year. So we're adding all of that. And in December, we're going to have kind of like when we announce the finals for the tournament, we're probably going to announce the winners of the other 3 awards as well. So it's going to be a whole award show. I'm thinking in December. So I'm really excited for you guys to see how we set that up, and I'm really excited for you guys to check that out. But I did a mid-year form. Phil, I'm gonna go through the questions, and feel free to give me kind of your answer as the mid-year, as we're hitting the middle of the year.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna just run through some of these, and I'm not gonna go through each individual form because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not reading every single answer. I have
It's
it
a
grouped
lie.
up, and yeah, I have like the top two of each category, and I'm just gonna say the top two of each category, and then again, if you guys hear a name that, or you don't hear a name that you think should have been said, trust me, this isn't the last time we do a form like this. I like to do like quarterly checks with the IWC and see where they're thinking at that time, you know. So wow, look who decided to join in.
Look
chat.
who decided to show face.
Look
Oh
at this
my
guy.
god.
I just made it home. Well, where are we at right now?
I'm not
We
gonna
kind
lie.
of just ended.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was just about to do the tell them the top two of each of the questions that we have in the form. But I'm gonna be honest, you did miss the whole prediction part of the show.
Did miss the whole predictions, but that's okay. It's okay.
Well,
you can do rapid fire if you want.
Is retaining.
You said what?
Is retaining.
Okay.
Yeah, Trick is
Is
retaining.
Jordynne Grace beating
I would
Roxanne
just love
Perez?
Ethan Page.
Oh yeah, that's my bold prediction. I think Jordynne Grace is going to win the title, and then Roxanne Perez is going to come and win the knockout title from her next week against all odds.
We didn't talk about that part. What the hell? We can't have that.
One of those
Let's slow
two.
down. Let's slow
Either
down.
Ethan Page or Jordynne Grace is walking out as champion.
Tommy, that guarantees more of your TNA people come on NXT TV.
I'm gonna be honest. I hope the next one is Josh. I hope the next one is Josh that we see.
I want a Worlds Collide show. I want a Worlds Collide show.
Yes.
And the first step is them flipping titles.
What?
Tommy, tell me you wouldn't walk out if Jordynne Grace held the NXT Women's Champion while Roxanne Perez had the knockouts.
It would be cool to see, because then the knockouts title will be on NXT some nights, I would assume, and then she would obviously have to come back to Thursday nights, which she's not new to Thursday. She's been on a Thursday night before and had a banger with Deonna Purrazzo. But I would be okay with it. I would be okay with that, honestly. I would.
I feel like Natalia is answering that challenge. I'm sorry.
For me, it's either Roxanne. I feel like Becky is gonna play that into her free agent storyline.
I would love that. Oh my god! Do you know what Becky would do? Fuck.
Imagine that's what Becky does. She just takes a few months in TNA as a free agent.
I would hate that. What it would
imagine a handshake deal for Rebecca Quinn in TNA.
Sign me up, I'm all for it. But yeah, man.
Rebecca Quinn.
You said or Last Legend?
No, you said last two questions of the forum.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, so because me and Phil was like, one of these main events has to have a surprise, and you're leaning more towards the surprise being the Jordynne Grace matchup instead of Ethan Page being Trick.
I don't think Ethan Page is being Trick.
Okay.
I know you would.
I would love it, but I would love it, but I do see Trick retaining.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then
real quick,
beat Trick.
Russell Spot. Ricochet is leaving WWE in the summer. Quick thoughts.
Hold on, I used to be an umpire.
He's out of here.
I'm playing. I'm a little bit of a Ricochet.
He's out of here.
Hater, man. I'm a little bit of a Ricochet hater. But please don't take Samantha Irvin with you.
That's fair.
Please don't.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That if he was booked like NXT Ricochet, where he didn't, okay, that makes me a hypocrite because I say you need to cut a good promo to be a good wrestler. But if he was booked like NXT Ricochet, where he just put on bangers after banger, and they didn't really need him to talk much on the mic, unfortunately, he has to, and I think that's his biggest downfall. I would be fine with Ricochet then, but I think AEW is a way better place for him for his ability to wrestle in the ring, but he's not that great on the mic.
That's fair.
Oh, I don't think anybody's really doubting you on that part about the mic skills. But But yeah, I mean, it's really just wrestling with the guy, and we'll see where he goes. Like I said, I think TNA would be a great fit for him,
not
but
TNA.
AEW obviously would be great too.
What if he went back to New Japan?
Yeah, and then instead of being a super junior at New Japan like he was last time, be a heavyweight and being like the
Man,
G1 and things.
he would change my mind if he went and did what Ospreay did. Just totally redesigned who he was. Shit.
Which could happen, which really could, because most of these guys when they leave WWE, they redesign the whole gimmick or whatever it was to the gimmick they wanted to be in. We see some guys just have completely different gimmicks, you know. So I can see that. I can see that.
Have y'all talked about Pentagon?
There's one return note I would have loved to see, but the company's no longer. Oh, what's that?
Pentagon. We did not speak on Pentagon.
Oh, Pentagon.
I did want to talk about Pentagon, man, because as a Hispanic myself, man, and seeing the way that these Hispanic wrestlers have been treated, just grouping them together, calling it a feud. If they plan on doing that with Pentagon, do not sign Pentagon. There's no reason Andrade should be the Speed champion, and there's no reason that his first feud would be with Legado del Fantasma.
Facts.
Yeah, if they're going to do that,
you said has been right.
Pentagon's good where he is.
And that's what I was thinking. I was actually, you know what's crazy? I was actually scared to post this on Twitter. I probably posted it anyway, but I feel like I was the only one that was like, I don't necessarily want Pentagon in WWE because I feel like it's almost guaranteed his first feud is going to be against Rey Mysterio or Santos Escobar or Andrade, you know? So
think about like every Hispanic wrestler right now. Mine is Dominic because he's kind of grouped with the Judgment Day, so he wrestles everybody.
Yeah.
But from the LWO, Legado, can you think of the last person they were feuding with that wasn't the same race? They don't know how to book my. They don't know how to book my heritage, man. So until then, I don't want them signing anybody from there.
I'll be honest. I was honestly shocked that WWE didn't try to swoop him up back in 2018, 2019. But I would obviously he went to AEW when he did.
NXT at the time. I think that would have been perfect for him.
I honestly thought WWE would have swooped him up back then, but I think WWE would be idiotic if they didn't try to get Penta in their door.
Oh yeah, they should definitely try.
But it's just, you know, I agree with you 100%. Not every Hispanic needs to feud with each other. I mean, that's kind of, you know, a little bit, you know, odd to say, you know, the very least, and to say the, you know, to say the very least without trying to be disrespectful. And I would never try to be disrespectful. It's just weird. I just find it very weird.
I felt like someone had to say it. I mean, it'd probably be better coming from like someone who's within the heritage and all that.
That's why I ain't tweet it, because I didn't know how it was gonna come off.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be mad if anybody else said it, but I feel like if it needed to be said, so someone had to say it. And
I mean, here's the thing. We're not the only people that have that opinion, though. I know we're not the only people that have that opinion.
Definitely not.
I know we can't be.
I did see that. That like later that they were just having feud with LWO and Legado, and maybe they were trolling, but it was actually kind of true. It's actually kind of true.
They were trying they were trying to pair him up with Rey Mysterio probably and be like, oh my gosh, it's Rey. Penta and Rey again. No, it's not. That's the wrong Rey, you dummies.
Yeah.
Hey, if he was to be booked by Sean, I would trust that more. Like in NXT. Penta and NXT would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But does Penta really need NXT? I mean,
he doesn't necessarily need it.
So I get that, but I'm not gonna lie. I think we're kind of past the point where we think that NXT is kind of like a downgrade because people are going and revitalizing their careers, and I think Penta can kind of benefit from that.
I did kind of sound like that was a downgrade, did I? I didn't mean that. It's just like weird. It would be weird seeing Penta.
I don't blame you because at one point, maybe like a year or two ago, maybe even a year ago, it did kind of feel like a downgrade for someone to go down.
Yeah. But we'll see. Penta, I'm still on the fence about. I think wherever he goes, I mean, this is one of those situations where I don't really have a destination. I wouldn't be surprised if he just signed back to AEW. But man, if TNA had money, man, would I love Pentagon back there. But whatever.
And Penta's 39, so he really has to figure out, like, okay, where am I really going to be able to fit best?
This might be one of his like third to last or second to last big major contracts that he signs next.
And wherever
Could
he
be
goes,
his
Ray
second to
Phoenix is
last,
going right
or
after.
last, honestly.
To be honest.
And we don't even know
Maybe-
Ray Phoenix's status.
Maybe
What's his
maybe I would
contract
trust Triple
like?
H if they booked the Lucha Bros as a tag team in WWE, but that's still a big if.
Why not? I mean, they're slowly building that division back up. And the Lucha Bros and WWE in that division right now, especially at the time, whenever that does happen, if it happens, I think they'll be well suited in that division where they're gonna have theirs weekly, pretty much. Especially now since we have God there. Hopefully, we get the Usos back soon, like back together soon. And then again, we got mad young tag teams just going at it every week, just proving themselves week by week. Creed brothers.
I don't know
are there,
why they're breaking up tag teams, though. It feels like they've been breaking up tag teams left and right, and I'm not liking it. They broke up Imperium, which I think was. They broke up Imperium, which I believe was a huge mistake. Seriously, that was a huge mistake because I don't know what the hell Giovanni is going to do now. Even if he does go to, even if he does go back to that whole model type gimmick that he did, I don't think that has a good ceiling for the main roster. I truly don't, and I feel like that's just going to be pigeonholing him to the 10th degree. The A-Town Down Under is going to be gone very soon. That tag team is going to be done. But, I mean, I kind of feel like that's going to be a good thing for both of them because I feel like Grayson Waller should be doing a lot more right now than what he is doing. And obviously, everybody's so high on Austin Theory that apparently his babyface run is going to be like the next best thing since sliced bread. So, I mean, Austin Theory is going to have to do a lot more for me. And especially him as a babyface is going to be weird, but we'll see where it goes. You gotta figure out what you're doing with the tag team division. Really?
Yeah, I mean that's real, but I really do believe in Triple H and Theory this second time around. I don't think Triple H is gonna mess up whatever they have Austin Theory do next this time.
Just don't have him protecting an egg, please.
Yeah, I think we'll pass that.
Don't have him protecting an egg. Don't have him cash in on a mid-card title and lose. Because I never agree with that Money in the Bank win in the first place, and I got crucified for that on TikTok. So, yeah, look what happened, you bitches. All right, let's move on.
That's what I'm talking about, Phil.
Actually, Phil, looking back, I remember that now.
I was crucified for that, remember?
I remember that. I do remember that.
I was crucified for that. I was getting death threats. Nobody calling death threats on me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey,
hell?
Man, free Phil. Oh man.
All right, let's move on. Sorry. Go on that route.
All right, because this isn't gonna take too long. Like I said, I'm gonna just run through the categories, top 2 of each category. I'm gonna hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys have any different thoughts that I may go through, I'm gonna do the wrestler of the year, men and women. I'm gonna do that last. But so far, what's on with the boring one? Booker of the year, I'm gonna be honest, wasn't close so far. Granted, it's not December, so these don't hold much value at the moment. But Shawn Michaels, he clears. It's not even close. I have a lot of Shawn Michaels HBKs, and I only have a couple Triple H's.
Which is surprising because of what he did at WrestleMania, or leading up to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that build was insane.
Shawn is obviously the leader right now.
Shout out to Kiwi. He voted for himself. I'm assuming that was him. Kiwi. He said he's the best booker. But do y'all agree? Are you guys cool with it, or where you guys would go?
I'm there.
Well, Shawn and Triple H, yeah.
Okay.
Those two are really just killing.
I think Triple H is
now.
the bigger picture that maybe people will see later in the year, but at this very moment, I would say Shawn.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one may put you guys on the spot, which I completely understand, but match of the year, which is actually a little bit more widespread. For for this one, I'm gonna say 3 matches because I feel like one of them is kind of a gimme. Obviously one of them is Cody versus Roman at Mania 40. Obviously, that got a lot of votes.
Yeah.
And then second, that had a lot of votes as well, which probably isn't a surprise either, is Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay.
It's fair too.
It's
And
fair.
then believe it or not, tied for third, which surprised me. It really did. But it was Brian. Oh no, it was it was Danielson and Sabre Jr. 2. That happened earlier in the year. I feel like it happened at Wrestle Kingdom, which was in January, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then where's my other match?
I still haven't seen that one, so I can't really even comment on that one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, it's Daniel. I mean, come on. But and then the third match.
Yeah.
The third match. So I'm trying to just make sure I have it right. I'm recounting. So yeah, Roman Cody, Mania 40, Danielson Ospreay, that was the other one, and then Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. So Danielson is actually on that twice. Which shout out to Danielson, man. How do you guys feel about those 3? Or do you guys have any others that weren't named that you think should have some consideration?
Well, I feel like they're all fair matches to put at least in the top 3 for right now. Man, here's the thing. 2024, we're in mid-year right now, obviously. So, I mean, there's a hell of a lot more things to go. If we were talking, I'm just saying this real quick. If we were talking about 2023, I would have had Danielson and MJF at Revolution from 2023. That was always my match of the year. I know that was way early in February back in 2023, but that was always my match of the year at that point. But in terms of, what I would probably choose in that instance from the top 3 here, I'd probably go Danielson and Will right now. I don't really think much is topping that right now. Obviously, Cody and Roman was special. I mean, we were all there. We saw it. It was just incredible. But Danielson and Ospreay, I mean, that shit was insane. And I got to give my love and respect for Danielson, considering it's his final full year.
I will say someone voted for AJ and Cody. Shout out to whoever did, because I love that match.
That match is great at Backlash, right? They're talking about the Backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the I Quit match.
Your I Quit match is going to kill too.
10 times better. Yeah, I think that maybe.
Your I Quit match is going to kill it too.
I would have went Cody Roman only. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased. I was there, so.
Greatest Mania ever. We were there. I mean, I don't see an issue.
But that's no slide to Ospreay and Danielson.
Right. Next one.
I can't wait to see what the fuck Will Ospreay and Swerve are going to be doing. Because that's just insane.
I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't trust Tony Khan. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't trust Tony Khan either, but I'm gonna be there for it. And I'm gonna cheer or boo regardless. So fucking Tony Khan's gonna have his work cut out for him.
Next up we have. Oh wow. Okay. Next up we have the breakout star of the year. I'm still a little wonky about this one and how strict or how non-strict I want those guidelines to be. Because when I say some of these names, you'll be like, he's not necessarily the youngest guy, but the year he just had, it kind of makes sense for breakout. But again, he's not like a newer face to the business, of course. But and that name specifically is like a Jey Uso. Like, he had a phenomenal year, right? But he's been in obviously wrestling for quite a while now. So I don't know if I want this to be kind of like a Rookie of the Year award or whoever just had the best year, period. But Jey Uso is one of those names.
I don't think you said breakout?
Yeah, breakout.
I don't think breakout's a rookie.
Okay.
I think Jey Uso kind of fit in there, but I'm not gonna lie. This is like his second breakout year, kind of, because I feel like last year was, but this year it's kind of a whole different thing. But I think he would fit that.
Okay.
Fit that right there.
And then
Yeah.
I
But
like
as of this moment, I don't know who else would be. Maybe Trick Williams.
I was about
Breakout
to
doesn't
say,
always have to be a rookie or a young guy.
Yeah.
But so we have Jey Uso, which again I think is fair. But like Russell was kind of saying, I think last year would have been a better year to use. And then another one that I actually kind of like, because it's kind of like, I don't think people are thinking about it just because of the company he wrestles for, but his year has been phenomenal, and that's Gabe Kidd from New Japan. I don't know if you guys know about him or what, but Gabe Kidd, he actually has the most votes. Gabe Kidd does, which I'm actually super surprised. I bet you it was Enigma's Discord. Shout out to Enigma, but it makes sense.
Is a breakout star?
Huh?
Or was last year more of a breakout for Swerve?
Ooh.
Nobody named Swerve, so they probably are looking at last year mainly.
I would probably say last year.
The same thing about Jey Uso though, so I don't know.
I would probably say last year for Swerve personally, mainly because of the fact last year was really all about that journey to try to get to that world championship, type caliber, state for him, and then turned it up this year to really get to that world title. But yeah, I mean, Swerve would not be a bad pick though
at all.
For that kind of a deal at all, because I mean he had to go through a lot of hurdles to get to where he is now.
Maybe our committee needs to go back and look at the criteria for the breakout.
Maybe. But I will say they got the next two because they're tied. They got the next two right, though, I think. And they obviously put Trick and Braun. And I think Braun is almost a no-brainer. Just the year he's going to have, or that's in store, I think that one may be a no-brainer. He may take the cake when they really start getting him going.
Yeah.
But next one, which now we're getting into the nitty-gritty. We'll get into the tag team women's and men's wrestlers of the year. Starting with the tag team. This one was interesting because again, first year doing it. And when I was sitting thinking about who I was thinking would be the tag team of the year, that actually made me really realize that at least right now, outside of the tag team banger we had at Mania, tag team wrestling been kind of dry. I'm just being honest.
I'm not gonna lie, I have my tag team of the year and I have them by a mile at this very moment. And for me, it's the Young Bucks.
Okay. Especially with the EVP gimmick. Yeah. I'm gonna say, Phil, do you have any other teams that you may think, or you're kind of on the same type of?
I'm kind of on the same wavelength because when it comes down to the Bucks, this has been the best presentation of the Bucks ever since being in AEW. Truthfully,
yes.
I mean, they have done so much in their careers, but when it comes down to just AEW, them really just allowing themselves to just be those dicks that they normally are to the fans and just allowing themselves to just say, hey, we're the EVPs and we're going to just do whatever the hell we want. Yeah.
And they're at their best when they're doing
it with the Bucks. And when they lean into the hate, that's when they're at their best. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. I completely agree. And you guys are spot on. Right now, sitting at first place is the EVP Bucks. And again, Enigma, I don't know how big your Discord is, but they're making sure all around the world is heard. And they actually put TMDK, which I'm not mad at it. If you're familiar with New Japan, you understand it.
Slapjack! Slapjack!
Yeah, that guy. And then
I don't mean to go back, but I want to say before I forget.
Yeah.
I'm kind of backtracking to the breakout start of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jack Perry his name might be in there too.
Oh yeah, I can see that one too. I can see that one too.
Yes, he's winning that title, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
In the ladder match, he's winning that title.
He might win. He might win the the title and then that award in the end of the year.
Dick, well, that's so funny. Hey, man, give my boys a shot. Bro, yeah, TMDK is sitting literally at, let me turn on my brightness just so you guys don't think I'm trolling. Bro, so that's where it starts, and the first name, TMDK. Y'all see it? That's the first name. TMDK.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not
Those are the
trolling.
initials.
I'm not trolling. Oh, y'all, I'll show y'all one more time.
There it is. There it is.
That's the first name,
Yeah,
bro.
that's it.
That's the first name. I'm not even trolling.
Mission's kind of crazy.
I'm not even trolling, bro. That was the first name. But and Awesome Truth is in there too, which I thought was cool and nice. You know, shout out to them, and shout out to whoever voted the system. Shout out to them. That's a TNA team.
They've killed it, dude.
Yeah,
that's people. That's fantastic. I freaking love them.
And it wasn't even me, chat. And it wasn't me. I didn't put that one.
Yeah.
So it just feels a little bit better that y'all know ball. Y'all know ball. Next up we have Women's Wrestler of the Year. Oh boy.
That's easy.
Oh, is it? Easy?
Thomas Tony Storm.
Oh, okay. Phil?
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I'm probably going on the same wavelength, but that's the whole reason why I do things so differently. When it comes down to awards like this, I always separate them between WWE and AEW. I do, and I do factor TNA within like within my own type of way as well. But with just how many great pro wrestlers that we have, not just within the women's division, but also the men's as well, I have to separate it because I can't just say one.
We'll give you two or three. Yeah, you can do one for a company. It doesn't even matter.
I mean, Tony Storm has to for AEW because she's just on a hell of a run. Even though I do think it's ending at all in. But WWE, I feel like it's a cop out with Bianca, but I mean, Bianca's just it. I look right now. WWE is harder to call than AEW. I'll say that.
I do think WWE still has some time to kind of clear the waters in terms of that. And also we have some unfortunate injuries, aka Rhea Ripley, that probably is gonna hinder her run that she probably was gonna have. But outside of that, I will say, are you guys ready to hear who's kind of leading the charge? First, oh, my girlfriend came home. Give me a second.
Oh man, Tony Storm, Athena.
Athena might be stuck too. I freaking love Athena. I do. I hate that she's been relegated to Ring of Honor. I really do. Athena needs to be on TV more.
I agree. They low-key need to make her somehow drop that.
Be somewhat of her choice by now, because I feel like there's no way they're seeing that and not using her.
She really do. I think she likes her situation because, like, granted, everybody's not seeing it, but she is Ring of Honor at the moment. Like, let's just keep it a being. So I think and when you are the face of a company like that, it's hard to just kind of up and leave. You know what I mean? Because it's like it may not be the grass may not be green on the other side. So if you're already the top guy at whatever you're doing,
546 days.
Well, yes, you're completely correct, but in the sense of if she's picking to kind of stay down there, then I understand.
That's where I was getting at, because I'm like, dude, she's held the title for 546 days. I mean, obviously she must be loving what she's doing down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're keeping the title on her for that long. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But yeah, I mean, as far as the results are looking, though, Enigma was these two women, Toni Storm and Athena, are actually the top two right now, which is again fair. Bianca Belair got some votes in there as well. I have to do my research, but a couple people are putting Azumi Azumi in it, and she won, I think, our first women's bracket.
Okay.
So that's funny that she may make an appearance again in the tournament, which is cool. I can't wait till we have like multiple years, and then we can like go back and see how many times this person's been in a tournament and things like that. I'm so excited. But yeah,
I don't know if there's a breakout woman of the year ever in your categories or whatever, but watch out.
Yeah,
for
men
Mariah.
and women can win it. That award is a little bit. It's a man or a woman can win it. We may do. I might split it and do both. We'll see. I have until December to really iron it out, so we'll see. But yeah, go for it. Who's your woman?
Watch out for Mariah.
Okay.
Seriously, watch out for Mariah May.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like she's winning that title at All In, and Mariah May, she's just awesome. I think she's honestly been one of the signings from AEW that have knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Knocked it out of the freaking park.
I agree. Another one I think, and it's funny because they were comparing these two a lot. But Tiff, I think Tiff is another one that can be a breakout. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if those two names you just named make an appearance in the Women of the Year bracket in December, which is pretty big if you're coming out of that breakout award category. But yeah, are you guys ready for the men's?
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm stuck on this one. I'm curious.
I have to count these ones. Hold on.
If I had to take a guess, I'm gonna guess maybe people voted Cody and Ospreay. I mean, Ospreay number one, of course, but Cody's second, maybe.
Well, actually,
yeah.
Oh, okay. And for this one, I'm gonna go top three, but I'm gonna start with three. So I'm gonna go backwards.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right. So third by number of votes. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I hate Lee. Third is Drew McIntyre. What the fuck is this?
I didn't even think of that, but that might be cooking.
Oh my god.
Might be cooking.
Lee, when you see this, well, fuck that. When I
think about it, because Wrestler of the Year. I mean, because
guys, come on. Oh, guys, no. It's happening. It's happening.
He's going to AEW, everybody.
It's fucking happening.
He's going to
fucking
AEW.
Will. But just the male Wrestler of the Year is not just only specifically in ring. That's character work, and I think Drew McIntyre's had the best character work in the business lately, or like in the past 6 months. Okay. So it makes sense.
Okay. When it comes down to character work, I'll give you that. Because Drew McIntyre has been one of my favorite parts of Monday Night Raw for the better part of months.
For sure.
Yeah, so when I'm voting 50-50, 50% character work, 50% in ring, and I feel like Drew McIntyre, it might be the complete package there. I mean, but to be fair, Will Ospreay's still my number one, but I'm not mad at that Drew McIntyre being third.
Right. I'm a little pissed about it. Fuck Lee, but whatever. Moving on. Second, like you guys said or assumed, it's Cody Rhodes.
Makes sense.
Cody Rhodes, and I think we all know.
I'm thinking Will might be one, but who knows?
Yeah, for the time being, Will Ospreay is that number one guy at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest though, Cody is only behind Will by literally 2 votes. So that honestly could go either way when it's all said and done.
Clash of the Castles coming up, man. That's better be another banger.
To be honest, yeah. Will Ospreay has Swerve coming up. That's gonna be a banger. You know what I mean? So those two are gonna be probably battling all year for that number one seed.
Don't be shocked
I like that
when MJF makes an appearance in this. MJF is going to make an appearance, even if this is going to be his first matchup at Forbidden Door. His first matchup in 6 months is going to happen at Forbidden Door. But MJF could most likely show up in that bracket. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, no, for sure. And I'm going to be honest, he came back at like the perfect time. because it's not too late for him to make that late run. You know what I mean? I
Like
think
it
he
goes
came
2
back
or
at the
3 months
perfect time.
later, he would have been out. But
Literally, if he debuted it or debuted it, if he came back a month or two after, yeah, we would have. It would have been a little hard. He probably would have been a real low seed, if anything, or he just probably would have been left off. But nah, I agree with you. MJF will be on the tournament or in the tournament very soon, and I'm mad at my community because why the hell is Swerve only voted once? Whatever, it's okay, it's all right, it's fine, it's fine.
I can see Brian in here too, by the way. Danielson.
Oh yeah,
I
he
can.
actually has more votes than Swerve.
Oh shit.
kind of makes sense so far.
I guess at the moment, yeah, I guess.
Because
But I don't want to act like Swerve hasn't had nothing but bangers this year. Especially he just had a great, overbooked, fun match with Christian Cage.
Yeah.
But whatever. It was fun though. But I understand. He'll prove himself. He got the rest of the year, and especially if they don't do what I think they're gonna do, and they let him hold it past Forbidden Door, he's gonna have a better year. Give it time. Swerve is here. Swerve is here.
I love that McIntyre's a 3 seed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, if the tournament started today, Drew McIntyre's a freaking 3 seed.
That's crazy.
And then I'm gonna have to go through I'm gonna be honest, but at this rate, if CM Punk for some reason doesn't make an appearance at Clash and like is like ready, in-ring ready by Clash and after Clash, this guy, I'm gonna be real upset if he misses another year of my bracket. Like, this is crazy.
We gotta have Punk and Drew at SummerSlam, right? I mean,
we got to, right?
That's the most logical place for it to happen. He has the brace off. I mean, you can't deny but that. I've had braces like that before. You're not taking that brace off if you're not ready to.
That's real.
So
I saw him working out on Instagram not too long ago.
I personally think he's costing Drew the title. I do. I see him flying all the way to Scotland just to cost that man the fucking title.
Hey, but Lee, clip that. How about that, Lee? You clip that, buddy.
But Drew again, if we ever talk Clash predictions, I'll say it again. And then you know what? You can clip it because you know what? I stand by that shit.
And you know what, Phil? I'm 100% with you.
That matchup does not need the championship.
It doesn't. Just that animosity that they built without it already, they don't need it at all.
The personal beef enough as it is fine for the feud. That's it.
Exactly. But that's all I got. Russell Spot, do you want to do the outro since you're here, or you want me to take it away?
You know what? Since you cooked, you got it.
Wow, what an honor!
Look at that shit. Approved.
And I never see Stumper approved. Hey Phil, you're a legend for even remembering that clip, man. You're a legend.
Freaking love it. I love it.
But after 2 hours and 3 minutes, I just want to thank all of the chat that was here from the beginning to the end, that was here from the beginning to the middle, whatever. Whoever just stopped by, I appreciate you. I hope I did a good job. I hope you guys didn't think this was a bad episode, chat. But I tried my best, and yeah, man. You can ask Phil. I was low-key a little nervous before hopping on because I'm like, I think this is like one of the first times where neither of my co-hosts are gonna be here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope
These are tough. Saturdays are tough. I'll just say that.
Yeah. But I mean, Russell Spot, do you have anything for the people?
I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all supporting my boys here, man. This is episode 94, I believe, right?
Yep.
Correctly? Yes, 94. 6 episodes away. I believe that rounds up to like the first month of July or something, where we're gonna have BTBC 100. We're gonna have a bunch of fun. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. Next week we got BTBC parlays coming back. Win yourself some Was it money again for Clash of the Yes? Clash of the Castles
Yeah.
money. Money in the Bank is a copy of NCAA 25. So
Yes.
mark your calendars if you want to win something cool. But yeah, like Tommy said, after 2 hours and 4 minutes, we definitely appreciate it. But Phil, what's up, man?
Yeah. Look, this is great. This is great. Tommy, you were fine. Don't ever be nervous again, because
Thank you.
you're a fucking beast as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I mean, it's been 94 episodes. You know, I kind of feel like, we've been trying to talk, about this for quite some time now. But I love you guys, and it's always love over here, and it's just a great time talking pro wrestling with anybody. So it's awesome. Thank you, chat, for supporting all of us here. Look, I'm not officially a part of this channel or anything like that, but please subscribe, turn on the bell for all notifications, do your deal. Follow me on social media if you haven't already at @Phillyma_. That's basically everywhere you can find me, but that's TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you guys really just want to, just chat with me on pro wrestling, I'm on Twitter all the time. If I didn't have the podcast, I would not be on Twitter, because Twitter's not a real place, and Twitter's, just a terrible, platform. But yeah, speaking of the podcast, Outside the Brand on YouTube, on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's been a long journey. We were starting back when the fans came back in July of 2021, and we have not stopped since. And we're going to continue on that path, and we're going to get to that 1K, hopefully by the end of the year, this year. So
Yes, sir.
enjoy yourselves, enjoy pro wrestling, and thank you so much for having me on.
But yeah, man. Yeah, we're out of here. Thank you guys again for watching, and again, have a good night.